all saw the TV images from Paris during the Charlie Hebdo terror attacks. It was terrible, but somebody also had to report this on the radio. Cécile Mégie from Radio France International. How was that day for you?
For me and for the newsroom, I'll say it was really an amazing day because we realized really shortly after the fact that something dramatic, of course, happens in Paris, in France, and that all over the world the people were looking Paris and France for these days. This attack was. We had terrorism in France in the 90s, but this attack was focused on a special newspaper, on journalists, it was an attack against freedom of speech, it was an attack dealing with terror, and then we had to do our job. So doing our job was to deal with the facts, to verify, to all those basic job, and also to explain our audiences. Most of our audiences are abroad. Some of them are Muslims. Some of them live in Africa, where they do know what terror is. And we had to explain them what happens in France and what was the kind of reaction we don't want to deal with, like all Muslims can do this, or so we had a really cured problem to deal with explanation and always getting behind the facts to explain this. And to explain also the special model that can be the way to live in France. In English you say secularism, but we say laïcité. It's not exactly the same thing, all religion together. So all those things we have to explain.
You didn't have the luxury, and I use that word sparingly, but the luxury of having TV images to use. The TV stations carpeted everything with images. How did you illustrate, for the lack of a better word, what had happened?
We have a website, so we had to have pictures too. We have to illustrate by describing what's happening. It's a radio show, so it's a radio quality, I mean. And we do have a website, so we're publishing pictures. We are publishing the front page of Charlie Hebdo too. And we have, in the group, France Média Monde, we have a cousin that is Breaking News TV. Oh. So we were also broadcasting the picture on the website.
Thank you so much for your insight. You get this obviously and a lot of other videos of all that's happened here in Milan on our Radiodays Europe YouTube channel.